Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In beginning God created the heavens and the earth. The reason "the" is in brackets is because in the beginning is Barashona, not Bereshit. You can pause the video and you can read what is said. Now, concerning bara, bara is singular while baru is plural. In the Hebrew, when we have a plural noun like Elohim, the verb to the noun must also be in the plural. When the verb is not in the plural but the noun is, we understand the noun is to be understood as a singular. Thus, Elohim, or God, is understood to be a singular. In Genesis chapter 5 verse 1, it makes it much more clear. It says, Bayom bara Elohim Adam, in the day Elohim created Adam. But notice baro is used and it means he created, but not translated here because followed by the noun Elohim. Notice the singular language used in Genesis chapter 1. This language is for the position of upermonotheosmos, not the position of Trinitarianism. The use of vayomer and he said does not exclude the possibility that God could have been talking or speaking to himself in Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, but if that had been the intended meaning, the wording ought to have been vayomer, biblo, literally, and he said in his heart, that is, to himself. Professor provides this quote. In Isaiah chapter 6, the supreme God uses the plural of majesty for seraphim, in Genesis 3 for cherubim, and in Genesis chapter 11 it doesn't quite identify for who, but we can be certain that it is for some kind of angels. In Ezra chapter 4 from verse 11 to verse 18, notice they write a letter to the one who is King of Kings, that is King Artaxerxes, or however you pronounce his name. Notice they continually speak to him and inform him, that is the king, and then the king in verse 18 responds and says, the letter that you have sent to us has been read in the presence before me, or has been read in translation before me. So notice the king here, who is King of Kings, Ezra chapter 7, go look for yourselves, is using the plural of majesty. Likewise, God is using the plural of majesty in Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. In Revelation chapter 3 verse 14, it reads the words of the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of God's creation. So notice, he is the beginning, that is the Son. He is the beginning of God's creation. Why? Because God started his creation with the creation of the Son, and then through the Son, God created everything else. As Apostle Paul understood in 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 6, when he says, yet for us there is one God the Father, from whom are all things, and for whom we exist, and one Lord, Messiah, Yahushua, through whom are all things, and through whom we exist. So notice, things or creation is through the one Lord Yahushua and from the one God the Father. You will not find a single passage where it says that creation is from Messiah Yahushua or from the Son. Not one. You won't find it because he is not the creator. The creator God of Genesis chapter 1 is the Father. For creation is from him. He is the source. From whom means the source. The Father is the source. The Father is the one who is the creator. Now, some like to point out that arche can mean ruler. However, they're wrong. For archon is the Greek word for ruler, and it is used in the book of Revelation in Revelation chapter 1 verse 5. It is not used in Revelation chapter 3 verse 14. Arche is beginning. Archon is ruler.